let's talk about hydrometeorological phenomena and hazards. If we say hydrometeorological process, this is the process or phenomenon of atmospheric, hydrological, or oceanographic nature that may cause loss of life, injury, or other health impacts, property damage, loss of livelihood and services, social and economic disruption, or environmental damage. Hydrometeorological hazards include tropical cyclones, also known as typhoons and hurricanes, thunderstorms, hailstorms, tornadoes, blizzards, heavy snowfall, avalanches, coastal storm surges, floods including flash floods, drought, heat waves, or cold spells. Hydrometeorological condition also can be a factor in other hazards such as landslide, wildlife fires, locust plagues, epidemics, and in the transport and dispersal of toxic substance and volcanic eruption material. Now let's differentiate weather from climate. If we say weather, it refers to short-term atmospheric conditions, while climate is the weather of a specific region averaged over a long period of time. Climate change refers to long-term changes. Now let's go to hydrometeorological hazards, risks, and disasters. What is hazard adaptation? Hazard adaptation is knowing how to adjust or cope with an existing environment condition, in particular those pertaining to areas with potential hazards brought about by hydrometeorological phenomena. To be able to do this, it is important to identify potential hazards and their potential impacts and effects to the community. Next, what is risk reduction? It measures to reduce the frequency or severity of losses brought about by the effects of hazards. It is also a measure of reducing the exposure of people to the effects of hazards. Next, what is disaster mitigation? These are measures or methods or strategies that eliminate or at least reduce the impacts and risks of hazards. There must be proactive measures done prior to a disaster to prevent loss of lives and properties. One very common mitigation measures against floods are river channel dikes. Now we have here some disaster reduction management councils in the Philippines. We have the so-called NDRMC, national. We have PDRMC, provincial, CDRMC, city, MDRMC, municipal, and BDRMC, barangay disaster reduction management councils.